Hello, this is Leah Morlath with Social Media Marketing Assignment 4 Analytics. I will begin with a brief overview of my brand, Game Stadium, followed by a breakdown of the social media marketing campaign that I executed over the past week, and finally I will discuss the successes and failures of the campaign and how I used analytics to come to these conclusions. My brand, Game Stadium, is a blog that focuses on mostly sports video games. Um, I went with the name Game Stadium because obviously game has references to both video games and sports, and stadium because really what makes Game Stadium significant and different than other video game blogs is that it's a place where fans can come to watch others play sports video games. So there'll be a lot of posting and sharing of video games being played and recorded. So that's why I think Stadium made an impact because it's a venue where you can watch someone play a video game, or like you would watch someone play a sport in a stadium. Like I already mentioned, Game Stadium is a blog, and it is a blog that is heavily focused on sports video games. It will focus on all the news about surrounding upcoming video games or updates to games after they've come out. It will also feature user created content focused around the the sports video games that are currently hot and on the market at the time. One key thing that really separates Game Stadium from other video game or other sports blogs is its focus on video. You would almost be able to reference Game Stadium as a vlog or a video blog. Um, Most of these videos will be reviews of games or what we think, like I mentioned with the stadium factor, a lot of like what's called Let's Plays, um, which are people recording themselves playing video games and then sharing them online for others to view. Um, this seems to be a strong trend in the video game community online, and Game Stadium is definitely going to take advantage of that. Game Stadium's audience is pretty much anyone who enjoys sports, video games, or more specifically, sports video games. Um, Most likely, this target seems to be the male gender between the ages of 16 and 40. Um, but then again, there's plenty of women who enjoy sports and plenty of women who enjoy video games, so there has to be a decent demographic of women who enjoy sports video games. So really, we're just going after people with these similar interests. But if we had to narrow it down, it would be the men 16 to 35, 40 range. As far as Game Stadium's appearance goes, the first thing that really stands out is the Game Stadium logo. It obviously is a picture of a stadium or sports arena with a video game controller coming out of it. Um, Obviously, the controller is reference to the video games, the stadium, or the sports, but really it comes together to make this Game Stadium logo. Um, And the controller utilized is very similar in design and color to an original Nintendo NES controller, with the colors being black, gray, and red. Going with that, then I made the colors of the blog those same black, gray, and red. I just thought that this tied it together. The colors are somewhat synonymous with gaming, and I thought that really brought it all together. Um, the overall feel then of the brand itself is just high tech. The colors are sharp but dark, um, flashy. Just kind of gives you that high tech gaming kind of feel. Moving on, we've come to the social media marketing campaign that I ran over the past week. The name of this campaign was called What You Want. Now the title "What You Want," I selected because it's really asking just that. It's asking the fans what they want to see. Um, by doing this and asking them a question, and it's trying to pull them in, drawing in fans by showing that they will play a role in Game Stadium. That Game Stadium isn't just something that's going to create content and just push it out there to its readers and be done with it. Game Stadium wants the opinions of its fans. They want to cater to them. They want to interact with them, have a transparency. So asking what you want, what they want to see, um, really, I think, helps push along that message. Um, the audience of the campaign obviously would be followers of Game Stadium, current Game Stadium fans, but also then fans of sports video games, maybe those that haven't yet followed Game Stadium, but maybe through some social media source will see a link to this campaign, see what it's about, and hopefully then become a fan or like Game Stadium. Also, more specifically, the audience is those who enjoy watching others play sports video games, as this is really what this campaign is about. The duration of the strategy is about 8 days, or a little over a week. It starts on one Monday, ends on the next, that being the September 22nd to the 29th. The announcement of the campaign will launch one Monday and will culminate with the video of the game being played on the following Monday. The main aim of this campaign is participation. Like I mentioned before, Game Stadium's goal is to really get its fans to participate, making them feel like they're a part of the process, giving them what they want. Um, it's a small blog with a small fan base starting out, and the goals are really to get them involved, make their value felt. And honestly, I know I would be more likely to share something that I think I had a part in, or at least had a connection to. So that's really the overall goal, is to get them to participate, make them feel a part of the process, and to get them to then reciprocate um, that feeling, and get others then to come in and participate in future campaigns. So basically, a brief overview of the campaign. What it is and exactly is, it's a poll of Game Stadium fans that will be posted in a blog post on the Game Stadium site. This poll will be asking what game and what matchup the fans want to see played between two bloggers that week, two of the Game Stadium writers. The choices for the poll will be kind of crowdsourced through Twitter. We will ask the fans to tweet suggestions and pick the best ones, and they will be used in the poll. So to get more specific with this and break it down, each week two Game Stadium bloggers will compete against each other in a sports video game. This match will be captured on video, uploaded to YouTube, and shared on the Game Stadium blog site. To get the fans involved, they will be asked on Monday to give suggestions on what game should be played and what teams should be matched up against each other. They will do this by tweeting at game_stadium. By Wednesday, the bloggers at Game Stadium will choose their favorite suggestions from Twitter, narrow it down to 4, and conduct a poll. The matchup with the most votes by Friday night will be played over the weekend. On Monday, the video of the matchup, along with player commentary, will be uploaded to YouTube and shared on the blog. Links to the blog will be posted on Twitter and Facebook to increase traffic. In the execution and planning of the campaign strategy, many tools needed to be used. First, there were content tools, the tools I used to design the content that was featured in the campaign. Obviously, Microsoft Word was used in writing any of the blog posts or tweets or Facebook posts before they were approved and put through the delivery tools. Photoshop was used in order to design the logo you see on the right. Um, that was pretty much the only use of Photoshop, but obviously we had design elements. And uh, Blogger was used as well, obviously, in designing the layout of the blog. And iMovie was used in the capturing and editing of the video. Monitoring tools were also needed as far as the analytics of the campaign, determining the success and failure of it. Um, the only monitoring tool I used was Google Analytics, which gave me the statistics I needed to determine the success and failure of the campaign. And then there were delivery tools. Facebook and Twitter were used to post out uh, tweets and posts. Uh, and this was done via Hootsuite. Hootsuite allowed me to um, pre-plan all of my tweets and posts by submitting them through Hootsuite ahead of time and then setting up days and times at which the posts would be released. That way, it made planning very precise as well as gave me the ability to um, knock out multiple tweets and posts at one time instead of having to log in whenever I wanted to make access to these social media sites. And then obviously also Blogger was used as far as posting the blog and maintaining it, and then YouTube as well in the streaming and capturing of the final video of the game being played. Overall, the What You Want campaign was pretty much a failure. There was virtually no participation on Twitter or on the blog as far as suggestions or voting on the poll or views of the pages at all. Um, this should have been foreseen, as the quite obvious explanation for this was the result of a lack of a fan base or social media following. Um, Going into it, there were single digits in followers on all social media campaigns, as Game Stadium was unable to attract um, any sort of a fan base before tackling such a large scale campaign. Also, on top of that, the campaign was not fully executed to plan, despite the access to Hootsuite to pre plan and whatnot. The plan still in the end was not fully executed. Adjustments to make for the future to get more involvement and participation in a campaign of this stature would just be to build a better base of followers beforehand. One way to do this would be to network with other Full Sail students, get them to follow my blog, see what they were doing for their brands, get involved with them, and build a base through that. Other ways would be to follow people with interests similar to sports video games, um, to spark their attention that way, and then simply just to be more active on Twitter by retweeting other well-known people. It might catch some attention of people who would have interest in a blog like mine, and get them to follow me. Also, on top of that, would be just to follow the campaign schedule exactly. Don't take any shortcuts. Don't get lazy. Um, make as many posts as I plan on making and stick to it. So that's been my assignment for. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Liam Morlath, and have a good night.